Hey guys, Jack here. It's time for us to talk about the 5th Ultra to join the new generation heroes. That, of course, being Ultraman Geed. Now, Ultraman Geed is the 2nd Ultra to use fusion as a main source of transformation. However, unlike Orb's transformations, his work a little bit differently. But first, let's go over the show's plot. So, the plot of Ultraman Geed is that Ultraman Belial, who I mentioned in my Orb video, has returned to destroy the universe with a massive bomb. However, one of the most powerful Ultramen, being Ultraman King, we'll get into him a little later, was able to sacrifice himself using his own energy to fuse with that universe. Now, fast forward a couple years later, and Belial's son, who's named Rizku Asakawa... Oh, hang on, I need to do something. Okay, back to it. Who is actually sort of a clone, but I'm not getting to that. Hang on. Uses the power of the Ultra Capsules to fight evil, as Ultraman Geed. Now, instead of having a pre-battle catchphrase for Orb, he has a pre-transformation catchphrase. Hang on. Okay. Okay, back to it. Now, where was I? Alright. His pre-transformation catchphrase, depending on what subs you do, is just staying around won't get me anywhere! And so his transformations usually involve the Geed Riser. Now, the Geed Now, I should probably show this again in case you guys didn't see it. Wow, that glare is gone down. Okay. Now, for transformation purposes, Geed will utilize the Ultra Capsules. Now, like the name suggests, there are pictures of Ultraman on there. Okay, I forgot. Geed actually does have pre-transformation calls. Sorry. Before he fuses. But in any case, he also uses the Geed, the fusion knuckle, let me see if I can get a good image. Riser. Hang on, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get a good image for you people. Dang it! I'm trying to see if I can find a good image of the knuckle. Oh, this actually works much better. Thank you for images. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so if you guys can see past the glare, there's the riser. Next to that is the knuckle. And those white capsules right there, if you can see past the glare, are the Ultra Capsules. Oh, wait, here's a good one. Now, if you guys can see the design good enough, you'll notice that their hands are upward. That's because their hands are positioned like they're rising. Now, if you notice the black capsules, those are Kaiju capsules. Similar to the Ultra Capsules, they contain the power of past monsters. But I'm not here to talk about those yet. So, for transformation-wise, Geed will say his pre-trial catchphrase and hold the riser near his chest. Now, he has a belt that allows him to contain the Ultra Capsules. He'll hold the right capsule straight out and say, "You go!" Then the Ultraman will appear next to him, holding his arm up, with a ball of energy appearing in the palm. He'll then hold the next capsule near his neck, while the camera angles out of sight, and then he'll say, "I go!" And then he'll click that, and the same thing will happen. Now, he puts the 2 capsules in the riser knuckle. And then he says, "Here we go!" And then he'll scan he'll scan the 2 capsules. And the riser will then say, Fusion Rise! And then Riku, that's his human name, will... sorry. Sorry, guys. We'll say his pre-battle transformation cry, and then hold the riser near his chest and pull the trigger. He'll then cross his arms while extending them. Dang it, sorry, text for dinner. While he's yelling out, G! Then the riser will announce the name of the two Ultras, and then it will announce the name of... Then you'll see Jeed's true form in golden flashing light, and then he'll rise. Now, for his first rise, his pre-transformation is... Time to get ready! Now, these are a lot shorter than orbs. Dang it! Hang on, I'm just gonna do something. Just gonna go back around real quick. Son of a... Sorry, guys. I know, this is not going the way I wanted it to. We're already 6 minutes in. Okay, profile. Here we go. Now, for his second form, which is his power form. Now, depending on your subs, the wiki states, time for my courage to burn bright. But what I've learned from the subs is, burn courage! Now, his next form is actually one from the sub. That being, I'll show you something shocking! Now, his fourth form is, I'll defend hope! His fifth one, which is his mega form, is time to defy fate! And for his final form, he'll say, connect the wishes! Now let's look at Jeed's original form. As you can see, it's similar to most Ultras. With those, I don't know if you guys can... Okay. It's like most Ultras. Its unique factor is that capsule-shaped color timer. Now this is Jeed's first form. This is Jeed's standard form, known as Primitive. And similar to Orb, Jeed has reasons that it will go over near the end, unless my video freezes. Now, Primitive is the fusion rise form of Ultraman Belial, of the original Ultraman and Ultraman Belial. Now, in this form, Jeed has Belial's reckless fighting style, but he retains Ultraman's arts of justice, so he's still in a little bit of control. Now, his finisher for this is the Wrecking Burst. So what Jeed will... Hang on, waiting for the transformation. Waiting for the beam thing to come back around. Jeed will cross his arms, and then black energy will crackle around him. He'll then raise his arm outwards, and blue energy will start to crackle as well. His eyes will glow, then he forms a plus-style hand motion. If I didn't mention this before, this is called Wrecking Burst. Next is Solid Burning, as we can see here. Now this is Jeed's power form. Now this combines the ability of Ultra 7 and Ultraman Leo. Now Jeed is equipped with armor in this form, but it does slow him down, so he's not as fast or maneuverable. However, he is very good at space. He does gain a significant boost in power and strength, as well as a better martial arts prowess. Now he has the Jeed Slugger on his head, which can be which is similar to Ultra 7's Ice Slugger, and can be attached to slots on Gene's left arm and left leg for different finishers. By attaching it to his left arm, Gene can use the Boost Slugger punch, which is basically just a straightforward punch. Now, and when he attaches it to his left leg, he can use the Boost Slugger kick, which is a roundhouse kick. Now, Gene's main finisher in this form is the Strike Boost. Now, boosters will come out of his hand, and he'll spin his arm in a counterclockwise motion. This is mostly his left arm. Then he'll gather fire and green energy around his hand, and then hold it near his head. Oh wait, I was doing it wrong. It's a clockwise motion. And then he'll press it forward while yelling out, "Strike Boost!" Next is Acro Smasher. Now, Gene is primarily blue in this form, and there is a reason for that. But this is Gene's speed form. While he lacks power, he does make that up for speed. Now, this is also Gene's analytical mind, because, as we later learn, Ultraman of the blue variety are usually scientists, whilst mostly red-colored Ultramen are used for the Space Garrison, or the Space Defense Squadron, depending on how you look at it. Now, why is Gene blue? Like I mentioned, because he uses the power of two blue Ultramen, this being Ultraman Hikari and Ultraman Cosmos. Now, Gene has three main techniques. First is the Osmos Impact. Now, it's sort of an inverse plus style. Gene will make some motion with his arms while bringing them down to his side, and then thrust it upward. Now, it's a non-damaging beam. While it does have power, it's meant to push away something. Next is the Smash Blade. This comes from Hikari's technique. Gene can create an energy blade right down his left arm and use multiple slashes. Next is the Smash Moon Healing. This actually comes from Ultraman Cosmos' power because, as I mentioned before, Cosmos was an Ultraman who didn't believe in killing monsters. So it makes sense that Gene would have this technique. And similar to Cosmos' technique to do this, called the Full Moon Rect, it's used to calm down angry monsters. Now Gene also has a weapon. Gene also has a weapon that he gained sometime after he got the called the Gene Claw. Now he got this while fighting. Now the Gene Claw depending on what the Gene Claw does, Riku spins the Gene Claw. It depends on the attack he can use. If you saw that yellow tip in the image, Riku can scan that with his Gene Riser. The claw or the Future Riser, I don't know which, they share the same voice actually, will announce shift into maximum. He'll then push that top area on the claw downwards, spreading the two blades on the claw out. He'll then spin it 3 times, and then press the button in the middle. Now, this is mostly used in Acro Smasher. Oh, and don't expect any clever word puns from past Ultraman's attacks. They're just there. But anywho, this creates G can shoot a stream of energy into the sky, which will create a big circle under his opponent and launch multiple, light spears. Now, this technique is known as the You missed it. Oh, right. It's known as the diffusion shower. Oh, I just saw what it's called. It's called the expansion switch. Next is Ultraman. Next, Geed's super form is Ultraman Geed Magnificent. Now, this comes from the form of Ultraman. This comes from the power of Ultraman Zero and the father of Ultra, whose name is actually who can actually be alternatively called Ultraman Ken. That is not a joke. But in any case, it has more power and strength than Solid Burning, it is a lot slower. Now, Geed's main finisher for this is the Big Buster Away, or the Big Buster, or the Big Bust Away, or Big Bust Away. So Geed will hold out his arms like so while coating energy in it. He'll then cross his arms up like so, and in an L-style position, and then blast his enemy. Next is Geed's Mega Form, Royal Mega Master. Now this is the combination power. Now this is the form between Ultraman Belial and Ultraman King. Now, this transformation works a little different. For this, Riku uses the King Sword. This is it in its human size mode, and this is it in its large size mode. Now, the transformation works a little bit different. While Riku will still use the standard will still use the you go, I go, here we go transformation cry. After scanning the capsule, he'll press, instead of holding the riser near his chest, he'll hold it near his head and spin it. The riser will then announce the names of the Ultras, and then it will say, "In the name of the King!" Then Riku will take the King capsule from the fusion knuckle and place it in. The sword will then say in a deep voice, "Ultraman King." Then Riku will say his pre-battle catchphrase, swipe his hand up, and hold the King Sword outward. He'll then press the trigger he uses in staff mode, and he'll shout in a louder voice, "Geed!" Now, instead of shouting, "Geed!" he'll shout, "Geed!" And then he'll jump upwards and transform. And this is his Royal Mega Master form. I like the cape. The cape is a nice touch. Now, depending on how many times Geed slashes the sword, depends on what attack you use. And it also depends on what mode it's in. If it's either in sword mode, it will be a sword-based attack. If it's in staff mode, he can use a staff-based attack. Now, Geed actually can use past Ultra Capsules for different attacks. Now, he also has a unique capsule that he only used in Royal Mega Master's debut battle, called the Ultra Brothers capsule. This allows him to use the Brothers Shield. Now, this summons the Ultra Brothers from the original Ultraman to Ultraman Ace, which will use their barrier techniques to protect Geed. And his finisher attack for this one is the Royal End. Now, first, Geed scans the riser near the hilt/top of the King Sword, and the riser will, I don't know what the riser says. Oh, near the, I froze. Hang on, guys.